inspiring. Tonight is not a night of preaching. It's a night of relaxation in the presence of the Holy Spirit. And like we promised you, that this is going to be a life-transforming show to help us navigate our ways in the post-pandemic, because we are almost coming out of this pandemic, and we are trusting God that the new season will be a great season. So I want to welcome you to the first online show of Pastor Obasi-ike. And tonight, by the special grace of God, I am with a daughter, and it's a joy to host a daughter. It's always a joy of a mother when your children are doing very, very well. So Irene is my daughter spiritually, and I'm excited that she's doing well. So Irene Oduor, you are welcome to the show, and I'm happy to host you as your mother. You say something to the viewers before we move on. Irene, are you there?
No.
What do you... Just a minute.
Yes.
Are you there now?
Okay, shortly. Yes, I'm there now.
Yes.
I'll share you. Yes.
Did you hear everything I said?
Yes.
Okay, so just say, in a nutshell, who is Irene Oduor? Even though I know you are our spiritual daughter, but who are you? In one sentence.
My name is Irene Oduor, just as Pastor Esther has said. I'm a born again, a mother of one, and I'm also an entrepreneur.
Excellent. A born again Christian, an entrepreneur, and a mother of one. All right. Irene, the reason why I invited you to this talk show is because I listened to your story first last year when we met at the Covenant Well Partner. You remember?
Yes, I do.
The Queen Esther's Generation Covenant Partner meeting at the Islas Hotel here in Kilimani around Ngong Road. I had called people who signed up to support Queen Esther's Generation Summit, and we are called Covenant Wealth Partners. So when we met there, I just decided to hear the stories of all the women that came for that meeting. And that day we were all shedding tears because I didn't know the magnitude and the impact of Queen Esther's Generation on the society until that day. Of course, I've been hearing testimonies from people, how God has changed their lives, from the story of salvation to story of marriages to story of acquisition of certificates, academic skills, business ideas, and all those kind of things. But I have, I have not communicated one-on-one in a way that we did that day. And when each one of you began to share their story, we started crying. But I heard your story. And I said, what? What kind of story is this? And just by hearing your story, I was engineered again to serve God the more, knowing the impact of Queen Esther's Generation in the larger society. So when God impressed in my spirit to do this show, and my team put things together, your name came up again. There are other people on the queue. But we felt we can begin with you because I think your story can connect with so many other people that are watching us tonight. So I want you to keep it real. I want you to keep it real. The way you shared that story in that meeting that day that brought tears out of our eyes, I want you to keep it real, because keeping it real, we carry the same grace and anointing to change somebody and inspire somebody. And to our viewers, get ready with your questions. Make sure you have your questions ready. Please, as we are talking, comments should be rolling, comments should be coming in, because we will give time to answer your questions tonight. And make sure you are sharing this page on your Facebook, and make sure on your YouTube you are sharing to other pages of Facebook, and make sure those on Instagram, there's a way you can do it. Just make sure that one way or the other, somebody is blessed by your generosity tonight of simply sharing the message of hope and the message of grace and mercy. So let's go to you, Irene. Irene, from your story, you have a past. You have a past, and you had a past. You had a past because it is past, but you have a past because you still talk about it to use it to encourage somebody. So in a nutshell, just tell us first, what went wrong in your life?
Yes. Thank you for the opportunity to share my story, and I hope I'll get to encourage someone and inspire someone. So I finished high school in 2005. To start with, I got born again in 2002. As soon as I joined high school, and everything was looking all good, I finished high school well, passed, managed to get an opportunity to go to university, but unfortunately, I even did my A-levels, but unfortunately, I didn't have enough fee to take me through university. So I had to wait for a while, gathered some cash, and then I joined Strathmore University to do my accounting. I managed to clear my accounting.
Just pause there, Irene, just pause there. You said you were to go to university, you didn't have money.
Yes.
So you delayed it and you managed to get some cash.
Yes.
There may be somebody out there who is really crying, I want to go to school. Yes. And I have done admission, but no school, no finances. Before you go on, what do you mean when you say, and you managed to get some cash? That statement is a bit confusing. How did you get the cash that took you to Strathmore University?
Okay, I did my A-levels in Uganda. So I got a position, I secured a position at Makerere University. But since I'm a foreigner, I couldn't join Makerere University under the government sponsorship. I was to sponsor myself privately, and I couldn't afford that. So I just came back to Kenya and thought of a course that I could do instead of sitting back at home waiting for enough cash to join the parallel course. I thought of a course that I could do that was in line with what I loved. And because I love accounting, I decided to do the Certified Public Accounting course at Strathmore. So I will do part-time jobs on mainly then. I've always been good at online writing. So mainly then I used to do online writing full-time. I do during the day, and then I registered for the evening classes. So during the day I could raise cash, and then the evening I go for my classes. So that's how I managed. Even though at some point I could stay at home when fee is not enough, work again, raise enough money, go back. But God is gracious enough. Then I even decided to go and talk to the administration at Strathmore to explain to them that I'm the one who was to cater for the fees, because my parents could support, but not fully. They weren't financially well off.
You see, Irene, yes. I still want you to answer my question. You said you will work and raise fee.
Yes.
Then go back. What kind of work? At that point in time, what kind of work were you doing? Assuming there is somebody now that wants to work and at the same time go to school, and they're hearing you saying, I managed to raise my fund by working. What kind of work were you doing?
Yes, I used to do online writing and audio transcription, basically online jobs.
All right, let's get there now. You were doing transcription.
Your transcription.
For who? What were you? What kind of transcriptions and for who?
For audio transcription, I used to work for a company called Cloud Factory. Yeah, it's still there up to now. Yes.
So they will give you some job to transcribe?
Yes. And then they pay you according to how you hit your target. So if you manage to hit your target, that's when it's according to the task that you can handle. If you do more, you get more. So I would strive to do more, even if it's working right after class. I work extra hours to raise more cash. Yes.
Excellent. So go on with the story. So with that, you were able to at least pay your school fees. There is
Yes.
another aspect you said. You said you were good on online writing. When
Yes.
you say online writing, what do you mean?
Online writing, for instance, you could, there are some who go into academic writing. For instance, now my case, you are given a topic, you write about it, and then you submit. So for online writing also, you are paid according to the number of words that you write. So it was all about putting effort. The more the effort, the more you get. So at the end of the day, at least I could raise the cash for each semester.
Okay, so go ahead with your story.
Yes. So I finished my college. I did the accounting course. I finished the accounting course in 2012. Yes, and after that, I was still job hunting. I managed to secure a place also for internship. But what happened, before 3 months could elapse, I worked at Arrow Motors for internship. It's along Mombasa Road. Before 3 months could elapse, I lost the job. When I was about to hit 3 months, I lost the job because the company went bankrupt, and so it was closed. So I had to find another footing again. I found another job at Progressive Park Hotel. I also did that job, but before 3 months, when I was about to hit 3 months, I lost the job again. So I decided in 2013, I decided to go and work in Juba. So I thought it could be wise, maybe try a different environment. That's why I went to work in Juba. But unfortunately, before 3 months hit again. So I think that this is where misfortune started. Any job I could get, I couldn't go past 3 months. Either I'm sacked, or there's malice, or like the first case, the company went bankrupt and the job just ended just like that. Yeah, that's what used to happen.
You know, when you kept saying after 3 months, you
Yes.
will lose the job. After 3 months, you will lose the
Right?
job.
Before 3 months.
It
Yes.
clicked that there is something about the 3 months.
Yes.
Because I have had people who come to us for prayers and counseling saying, I don't know what is wrong with me. I get
Yes.
a job, it doesn't last. I get a job, it doesn't last. After 6 months, I am sacked. And
Yes.
there are some people that can actually tell you the date that in our family, things don't move beyond this date.
Yes.
So I would like you now to get into the story. So what eventually happened after you kept losing your job, kept losing your job after 3 months? So pick it up from there. So what eventually happened?
So eventually in 2014, I found out I was expecting. That's when I was expecting my first child. As I mentioned, I'm a mother. So in 2014, I found out I was expecting. Unfortunately, at that time also, I had a job, but this job also didn't go past 3 months. But at the beginning of it all, when I was expecting my baby, the father used to support fully. He would cater for the bills. So at least I was doing fine in 2014. Then I thought of now, after I had done, since I had my baby out of wedlock, in 2015, I decided to rededicate my life to Christ and start afresh.
All right, before we get there,
Mm-hmm.
before you decided to rededicate your life to Christ,
Mm-hmm.
you were born again in 2002.
Yes.
You were saved in 2002.
Yes.
In 2014, you found out that you were expectant.
Yes.
And you know, we normally laugh that there's nobody that gets pregnant by accident. You know that?
Yes.
There's nothing like accidental discharge.
There isn't.
Then you say, Kumba, I'm pregnant. How? There's no question of how. So it was only Mary, the mother of Jesus Christ, that ever asked how. After her, before her, anybody that got pregnant. I remember one man of God that preached in our church many years ago. He said, nobody goes into the bedroom and be saluting each other. Bedroom is reserved for something. So I'm sure you were not saluting somebody and suddenly saw that you were pregnant. There was a process for that pregnancy.
Yes.
What happened to you that you were born again in 2002, and then in 2014, you got pregnant outside wedlock? There must be a missing link somewhere. What happened?
I met the father of my baby in 2010. So we were already in a very serious relationship. by the time it was 2014. But because 2010, I was still born again. So in 2014, it so happened that I ended up, let me just put it in black and white, I messed that time. Yes.
So you messed up in 2014.
Exactly.
That led to pregnancy.
Yes.
So did the man eventually marry you?
No, he didn't.
Now, he didn't marry you, but you said you people were in a serious relationship.
Yes.
How could you be in a serious relationship from 2010 to 2014? That was 4 years.
Yes.
You were in serious relationship for 4 years. And when you became pregnant, that the man's supposed to now be happy that you were carrying the baby for him. The man disappeared. What do you call a serious relationship, by the way? When you say that you're in a serious relationship with somebody, what do you really mean?
Something that could lead to marriage, but all along, most probably this was all in my mind, but it wasn't on his mind. So my assumption was wrong. I thought it was also on his mind, but it was only on my mind. That's why when he found out there was a baby coming, he didn't commit. Even right
I love what you said. Keep it there. I'm going to ask you a question.
Yes.
You were in a relationship with a guy, and just on your mind alone, as a lady, you were seeing marriage.
Yes.
And the man was not seeing marriage.
Yes.
So don't you think that there is a fooling in relationships? Don't you think that there are many ladies that are in relationships that are not genuine, they are not real, but they are telling themselves that this relationship is leading us somewhere, and the man is not saying anything?
Exactly. And that's what it's leading to a lot of broken marriages, lots of misunderstanding, because right from the start, nothing is defined clearly. The man doesn't, the man has not defined, but the mistake of the lady is assuming that since I have known him for 5 years, then we are good, but that's wrong.
All right. I think before we go into the entrepreneurship aspect, this aspect is very crucial for me because it is touching the fabric of our society. And it is touching young girls, it's touching middle-aged ladies, it's touching people who are of marriageable ages and even above that. Now, when you are in a relationship with a guy, from what you are saying, assumption is not acceptable. Is that not what we are saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, assumption is not acceptable. You cannot be in a relationship with somebody and in your mind, you are assuming that this will lead us to marriage. That's a wrong assumption. And that has led to broken hearts. Many hearts have been broken because somebody uses you. It could actually be the lady using the man or the man using the lady. And at the end of the day, they dump you and they've wasted your years. Like for you, 4 years we are wasted, isn't it?
Yes.
4 years we are wasted. And I normally tell some of these ladies, when you are hanging around with a man that is not saying anything, that man is also an obstruction to you. Because you see, when other men that are interested in you, when they see you with that man, they pull out, they say, oh, you are in a serious relationship. Yeah. Meanwhile, this relationship has no tail. It has no head. It has no agenda. It is going nowhere. All right. So far, I want people to understand that you never assume a marital relationship.
Yes. No
so
matter
whenever somebody comes around you, when you look at the timing, and especially if you're of age to get married, it must be defined. That relationship should be defined so that you know whether to invest your time into it, invest your prayer into it, invest your resources into it, or to walk away from it. But before we move on, Irene, I also want you to answer me one question.
Yes.
Was this guy born again? You were born again. Was he born again?
He was not born again. So that was just another.
What attracted you to a man that was not born again and you were born again?
Generally, I saw him, he was of good character, but he wasn't born again. I came to find out he wasn't born again. So that's another mistake I made. Another mistake you made was to get into a relationship that did not have the same kingdom value. Exactly. The both of you did not have the same kingdom value.
But you know, you have just said that
he was not born again, but
was
I was
of good character.
Yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead. How did you know he was of good character?
I looked at how he treated me, how he treated the family, so I got carried away.
Women like to be carried away but I don't know why we like to be carried away. Chocolate carries us away. Sweet carries us away. Even ordinary wave carries us away. You know, a man will just say, hi, hi. You go home, you are dreaming, you are seeing the high. The man only did one high. You will see 10 highs at night. And we will begin now to interpret high. Meanwhile, the man has even disappeared without remembering your face. But we are busy calculating the high and high and high. I think, Irene here, one of the things I would like people to know is that there is a desperation that is negative.
Yes.
When it comes to this issue of looking for relationship, for marriage and things, there is this desperation of people. I want to just get married. I just want to get married.
Yes.
So they are so clouded with marriage that they don't hear any other thing. Even in the church, you're preaching, they are not hearing. One minister of God told me not long ago, or a friend, something, that when they call for a meeting and it's for entrepreneurship or acquisition of skill, young ladies will not come. But just start that meeting, marriage, finding a marriage partner, they will all show up. I told her that is where the problem is. That is where the problem is.
Exactly.
I said that is where the problem is. There is this illusion that if I don't get married, I don't belong. If I don't get married, I will not be fulfilled. If I don't get married. And so the devil is taking advantage of it and breaking so many hearts and destroying our salvation. So you saw a man that you thought the man had a good character, but when he abandoned you, saw he did not have a good character.
Yes.
I don't think a man with good character will see a pregnant woman and abandon you after 4 years. So what does that teach us again? We don't know some of these people we think we know. You know, somebody can fake.
So very true.
Yeah, so the man faked for you for 4 years.
And I didn't even
So let's leave the man alone now. So eventually, in 2015, you came back to your senses.
Yes.
And you rededicated your life to Christ. How did that happen?
After having my daughter, I stayed out of church for a while, for about almost a year. I didn't want to go to church. I felt like I was already a disgrace to the church, but thank God I have born again parents. So it's actually my mom who convinced me to go back to church again. So I went back to church, and that's how I started. I rededicated my life to Christ, and that's how I started my journey afresh with Christ in 2015.
So how does, in your story that you told us, there is a story that connects to Hope FM, there is a story that connects to your dad, there is a story that connects to Queen Esther's generation. Can you keep it real?
So after going back to church, after rededicating my life to Christ now and committing myself to be going back to church, I used to go to Redeemed Christian Church in Tena. But after going back to church, that's when now things started falling apart. Because now, initially, the father to my daughter used to support us, even though he wasn't for the idea of marriage, but he used, like any person who's responsible then, he used to at least send rent, send some cash for the nanny, food, and shopping. But so in 2015, December, he sent me a text and told me that he will no longer support us. And that's how the support was cut short. So that's where things fell apart completely, because I was also jobless at that time. And it's the same month, since I couldn't manage to pay rent, after delaying only for a month, it's the same month that my house got locked due to the 1 month, the rent arrears. And so I went back to stay with my parents to start now all over again, because I couldn't pay rent, I couldn't feed myself. And fortunately, my parents live in Nairobi. So I went back, swallowed my pride, and went back to stay with my parents. And my dad is born again. My mom is also born again. All along, I've known them as born again. So my dad likes listening to Hope FM. He's a great fan. In fact, throughout the night, he normally puts Hope FM and always listens to the teachings on Hope. And he happened to be listening to your teachings regularly. So that's how he came to know about the QEG meeting, and he came to know about Pastor Esther Obasi-ike. So one day around in February, that's now in 2016. So one day he told me he's listened to your teachings on over the radio, and the Spirit of God just told him that this woman is genuine, and this woman has something that you could carry, and it will take you out of your mess. So just find time. In fact, that week when he listened, it was the same week that you were supposed to have QEG meeting, the February QEG meeting. He told me this weekend on Saturday, she has a meeting, ladies meeting, and I would like you to attend the meeting. So that's how I came to know of QEG, and that's how I came to attend RCCG for the first time.
The first time you said you used to be in RCCG, what do you call it?
Saint Celebration Center. It's not RCCG, it's Saint Celebration Center in Tena.
Yes. Okay, it needs to be clear that it was not RCCG. So eventually you, through QEG, you joined RCCG, right?
Yes.
What happened to you after your dad? I'm so grateful. Tell your dad, thank you so much for being part of my fans, listening to us on Hope FM. I broadcast every Sunday morning. We broadcast every Sunday morning, 8 a.m. on Hope FM. We have been doing it religiously since 2005. We have not skipped one Sunday. We have not skipped one Sunday. If you go to Hope FM, wherever you are, 8 a.m., you will get us ministering the word of life. Thank God that he listened. And also, every first Thursday of every month. I'm sure the one your dad used to invite you to was the Thursday, Breath of Heaven. Every Thursday, like this Thursday, exactly 8 p.m., I used to be there live. But with the coffee now, we have done it in a way that 8:15 this Friday, this Thursday, if you tune into Hope FM, you hear me talking about the Queen Esther's generation. For those who don't know what QEG is, it's Queen Esther's generation, a gathering of women that changes our lives completely. It's every first Saturday of every month. We used to gather physically by 1 p.m. But because of the current situation, I go live at 3 p.m. So this Saturday, I will be on stage 3 p.m. You go to our YouTube, Queen Esther's Generation, or our Facebook, Queen Esther's Generation, and you will catch me live. And I'll be talking about a new season. You can't afford to miss to understand the direction we are going in the new season. So you listened, your dad listened to Hope FM.
Yes.
Let me talk about the gathering of stars and queens.
Yes.
So you stayed, and from coming, you joined RCCG. But apart from joining RCCG, what happened to you when you joined Queen Esther's generation? Because I want us to transit now to business. So you are interpreting. So what happened to you?
So in that month, February, when I attended the meeting, so I went there with I went there and I got uplifted. And so I went and I saw how women were happy, enjoying in Christ, and how women were looking successful. So I said, I was yet to hit, in 2016, I was yet to turn 29. So I said a prayer to God. I was just specific with God. I told God, before I hit 30, let me have something under my name. I didn't know what it could be, but I just said, to put away the shame, before I hit 30, I need something under my name, something that I'll call mine for years and years to come. But I didn't know if it was to be a business or what, but I just said a prayer, before I hit 30, should put away my shame and give me something under my name. So that's the prayer I said in February. Yes.
So what happened after that prayer?
After that prayer, I kept coming for the meeting. I came for the March meeting. I also came for the April meeting. And in the April meeting, I happened to meet a friend, a longtime friend. So this friend, as we were having coffee, he suggested to me, why not start? I told him what I was going through at that time. So just as a suggestion, he told me, why not start selling kids' clothes? Because you are talented, you seem talented in this area. Looking at how you dress your daughter, you seem talented in this area. Why not take it as an opportunity? And true to that, I took his word seriously. And thought about it. In fact, on my way home that April, after the QEG meeting, I was already thinking of the name of my business. And that's when God gave me the name, which is Timeless. I chose Timeless.
Timeless kids wear?
Yes, Timeless kids wear. And I was specific with the name Timeless because initially on employment, I never lasted beyond 3 months. So Timeless, I wanted.
That is the origin of Timeless. Glory be to God.
Yes.
You have to change the narrative.
Yes. So I wanted this business will go way beyond 3 years, way beyond 30 years, way beyond. It will go on and on and on. And besides that, I sell outfits whose fashion sense will not run out of time. Someone can buy my outfit today and still wear it gladly, even next year, even 2 years to come. That's the name that God gave me. And that's how it.
Now, there is something about your business.
Yes.
Somebody is listening now. We are coming out of pandemic.
Yes.
And people are already losing their jobs. Like you lost almost all your jobs. You kept losing them. There are people watching you right now that currently they've lost their jobs.
Yes.
There are people that, as they locked your door, that you couldn't pay rent, their doors are already locked.
Yes.
They don't know where to go. Some businesses have closed down. But there is a platform for online business. Yes. And they don't know how to go about it. They don't know what to do. And you yourself, you went online to do online business. And I want you to talk about that online business, how it has helped you, how somebody can get online, because you have featured, your story has been featured by Standard newspaper twice, correct?
3 times, 4 times actually.
4 times?
Yes, 4 times, four different, yeah.
You have it there?
Yes, this is the first one of the Sundays. This was in February, February 16th.
Wow.
And this was in May 3rd.
Wow.
And this was in May 10th. Actually, it's consecutive Sundays, May 10th.
Wow.
And then this was May 17th.
Which newspapers are these? All of them Standard newspaper?
Yes, Standard newspaper for the Sunday column.
My goodness, there must be something about what you're doing that the society needs. Please take time and just tell us exactly how this online worked for you, how it changed your life, that you became a media personality, a celebrity overnight, where the newspapers have run your story consistently 3-4 times on the newspaper. Yes. Can you tell us what happened?
And also just to point out, I've seen someone asking how I started, how I got the capital. Just to point out, my dad, the same person who suggested Hope FM, my dad wanted me to be stable on my own. So he suggested, he had found me a house. So he told me I should move out of the house, start life again, but he would only pay rent for 3 months. And then the rest, I find a way of how I'll support myself. So I took in his advice, left home, went to the place he had found for me. And then part of this rent money, the one that I had for the rent, I took 2,000 Kenya shillings. Yes, that's how I started. With 2,000, I went and bought stock. And I thought of
2,000 only.
Yes, just
2,000 only.
Yes, because I couldn't gamble with all that amount for the rent. So I just took part of it because I knew with business, I have a faith that is so strong. I knew it will definitely multiply. Yes. So I went and I decided not to rent a shop because I didn't want extra rent expenses. And I opened my page. The reason why my page is so unique, it's because of how I pair my outfits. For those who have not seen my page, on Facebook, it's Timeless Kidswear. And on Instagram is @Timeless Kidswear. It's how I pair my outfits and the quality. And not to mention also honesty. That's why we have people living outside Kenya, like let's say Uganda, Rwanda. We also have a customer. The farthest was Botswana, who buys from us. And it's because of our honesty. That's why. And the attention has been on Timeless because of how we've grown with organic followers. Yeah. That's why there's been that attention.
Now, like me now, assuming I don't know anything about online, and somebody gives me 2,000 because so many questions are coming. I had so many questions for you here. People are watching and they're asking questions, and I'm going to ask you some questions in a short while. We have quite a number, but I want you to build on something quickly. You have 2,000. You started buying clothes. You are doing online. I don't understand what you're saying. I'm not an online fellow. I don't know how you went online. How did you create it? Did you create Facebook, created Instagram? Who helped you? I don't understand what you're saying.
So with the 2,000, I went to the market. And with the market, as long as you're buying for resale, you're buying in bulk, you'll get at a good price. And you must also be good at bargaining. For the second, I want to define it. It's for second-hand outfits, not new ones.
And you know now, the government has banned it because of coronavirus. So I believe that second-hand will not work now. But still go ahead and share how you did it, because I know if this door of second hand has closed now, there is another door that has opened for you people and for people in the post-pandemic. So just go on.
So I bought outfits worth 2,000, and then the good thing with online, you just have to join Facebook. You have to be at least for the online platforms that sell mostly Facebook and Instagram, and then on your phone, you can access Facebook on your phone. You create a page. For you to have a shop online, you must create a page where someone can differentiate, someone can know this is for business. So with my phone then, I went and opened the page. I normally take photos. I take photos and post the photos on my page, on the Facebook page for business, yes. So that's how I started. No capital to open a page. Opening a page on Facebook is totally free.
So opening a page is totally free?
Yes.
And you use your phone, take good photos,
yes,
upload them. How do people pay you when somebody wants to buy your something online? Because now you say people buy from Botswana, from Uganda, from different parts of the world, not just Kenya. How do people pay you?
People pay me via, we use either cash on delivery only for those customers who are in Nairobi. And for the clients outside Nairobi, let's say Busia, Mombasa, Nyeri, Uganda, they pay via M-Pesa.
They pay via M-Pesa?
They pay via M-Pesa.
Somebody in Botswana, how does somebody in Botswana pay? Through M-Pesa also?
That's a Kenyan living in Botswana. Let's say parents, mostly, even there are people who are living as far as Sweden, Germany, parents whose kids are here with their guardians, so they liaise with them, send over the cash, and then the M-Pesa to me. That's how I get paid.
So when you started selling these things, were you able now to pay your rent? Were you able now to live a good life? Because you're part of my Covenant Wealth partners.
Yes.
It's interesting how somebody like you that never used to have rent and was abandoned by a man suddenly joined the club that is supporting the work I am doing, meaning that God started helping you and opening doors for you. And from your story, you have already employed, I think, 2 or 3 people.
Yes.
How many are you? How many people are eating from you from this business as staff?
Yeah, right now I've employed 3 people who help in deliveries, and my dad is also included. My dad, actually, when he saw the potential that is in my business, he left his job and joined me. So he's also part of my business. Are you
kidding me?
Yes.
Or that joined and it became now family business?
Yes, he's part of the delivery.
Glory be to God.
Yes. And my mom is also part of the team, but my mom mainly does with the criticism and repairs and what have you. She gives her opinions. I'm sorry I've not mentioned that, but she has also played a very big role. She gives her opinion. She gives me suggestions on what to do. Yeah, but my dad is also in the delivery team right now.
All right. Now, I will ask you one more question, then we go into questions of people so that we do not ignore their questions, because people are watching you and they are looking at us, watching us. So right now, you are an entrepreneur, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
And through you, 3 other people, God is giving them salaries, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
You hear when the government said that because of the pandemic, second-hand business will be stopped for a while?
What they said, actually, not banning, it was going to be a suspension. Yes,
yeah, I know that is suspension for a while.
Yes, but I thank God. I have experienced immense favor at the market, with the suppliers, favor everywhere. So even right now, I don't know how they do it, but they tell me you don't have to worry. You will get your clothes. There are even clothes that are waiting for me. As soon as I clear the stock, I'm told there's more stock for you. There's more stock coming. So there's an ending supply of the bills, by the way. And every week, yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
And every week I get new stock, different stock that I can post online and sell to my clients. So far I've not experienced, I've not experienced.
And yet you're not paying rent.
I'm not paying any rent for the shop. I still sell online 4 years, almost 4 years now. My business will turn 4 in June 14th. But I still...
Okay, let me ask you some questions. We are running out of time. Let me ask you some questions. Somebody, Ndewa, Wamaita Ndewa is saying, I feel very strongly about this subject. How I would love us to help the young ladies. They come to disrupt destinies. Are you hearing?
Yes.
Ndewa is saying, young ladies coming to disrupt destinies. Question to Irene. How did you start the business? How did you raise the capital? What do you mean by organic followers? I think you have answered that, isn't it?
I did not answer about organic followers.
So maybe you explain to somebody what you mean by organic followers.
Organic followers in Facebook or on Instagram, when you sell online, there's this whereby you can boost your page or you can promote your page so that you get followers, but not literally the main followers who will buy your products, but you just get numbers. You promote it to just mainly get numbers. But for my case, I have never, and with promoting, you pay a certain amount of cash to get numbers. Maybe they could be interested or not interested. But for my case, I have never thought of boosting my page. I've never considered it because I have all the followers. Like on Facebook, I have 13,400 heading to
13,000 on Facebook?
Yes, 13,000, more than 13,000.
13,000, okay, 13,000.
And all of them are literally the ones who made an effort, referrals, and decided to follow my page and shop from me. That's why whenever I post outfits, chances are that as soon as I post it online, it gets sold almost immediately because those ones now are the real followers, nothing coerced by the Facebook numbers.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, there is a text message here saying, how did you start the business and how did you raise the capital? You have said capital was just 2,000. So yes. 2,000 was easy for you to raise and you now began. And you have explained that you started by creating a Facebook page, isn't it? So yes. Somebody who is watching us right now can actually go on Facebook once we are done and create a Facebook page or ask somebody to help him or her create a Facebook page. And you have said it is free of charge, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Then they will take good photos and begin to post. It mustn't be clothing. It could be food items. It could be food items. So somebody can actually go to market now, and I can tell you the era we are living in now, whether you have cloth or you don't have, you must have to put food into your stomach. So somebody can go and create an online food business where now you can begin now to go and deliver. And you mentioned the issue of honesty. If people pay you, there must not be any story of I was on my way and I found my grandfather, and my grandfather told me that my grandmother who died was calling me, and I decided now to go and answer my cousin, and my uncle now said, stay. There should not be those kind of stories. If you are delivering, you must be timely, you must deliver according to what was paid to you. So we are living in a time when God has seen the future and provided us with digital platforms. So that even those people who have lost their jobs now, those people who have lost their jobs, those people who are thinking that all hope is gone, they should be able to go online, look for help. These are part of things I'll be speaking on Saturday, QEG, look for help. And somebody can help them, and they create something, and by faith, begin to sell it little by little. And you never can know. From there, their stories will be run on CNN, on other platforms like yours now have run 4 times on the newspaper because of how you are making it online. So I believe that you have already answered the question on how did you begin. So whoever it is, I'm sure you know, You have understood how she began and how did she raise the capital. It was only 2,000. That means you can actually, with 5,000, 10,000, begin something very big online and now believe God to bless you. Now, somebody is saying on this text message, what do you tell women who are just sitting there complaining and whining, but without jobs? Women that are busy complaining, whining, you know, it's like, what's going on, complaining, and they can't, and they have, and they cannot do anything. What opportunities do they have? Can you just enlighten them on some opportunities they may have?
Okay, first to start with, at when I was at that point when I was so down and I had no.
The internet is frozen. Just a minute. I think it's yours. Mine is okay. Mine is very okay. So you may need to adjust your internet, Irene. While we are waiting for Irene to adjust her internet, a man again asked and said, we should also address born-again men who get women in this position. So Irene, as you are trying to get back your internet, let me address men who get women into this position. I think it would have been better if it was a man addressing you people, so that you may know that there is no prejudice, there is no bias. But allow me as a mother of 2 boys to also address you on this matter. Are men that cheat women, and there are women that cheat men. By the way, I've seen women who cheat men.
Sorry about that.
You are back. Just give me a minute. Yes. Somebody was asking, what about men that cheat women? What do we say to them? Born again men who are cheating women. They are born again and they are men and they are cheating women. Now, what do we tell them?
First, the one that I was answering for women who are sitting at home, I don't know where to start from. Right from the Bible, even when Moses was leading the Israelites, God asked him, what do you have in your hands? Right. So to those women back at home, it's that simple. That's what I even asked myself then. What do I have in my hands? The only thing I had was the knowledge on how to dress kids. You could be out there, but you have the knowledge on how to cook. You have the knowledge on how to speak. You have the knowledge on how to speak. You have the knowledge on how to sing, to knit. You have the knowledge on hosting. So a variety of things to do. So it doesn't matter where you are. Whatever you have, don't underrate it. Don't take it for granted. Whatever you have, that's what you'll use to get you out of the financial crisis or out of joblessness. Yes.
Excellent. That is true. What do you have in your hand? I have people today. I have one of us, my spiritual daughter. What she does, she cooks for people that some of their wives don't know how to cook, and she's teaching the wives how to cook. So they will cook and they will put in the freezer, and the wives are learning how to cook, and herself is also helping to teach and to cook some kind of food that are not very common. So they will cook together. So it's like teaching other women how to acquire the skill for cooking so that their marriages can be better. I am telling you, there are marriages that are falling apart because some women cannot cook anything proper. You cannot eat cheap forever. You know, this pandemic, those that used to go out to eat, every day they are in the restaurants eating, from church to eating, Saturday eating. When they are coming home, they buy junks. I will have a question for them. What did they do? How did they manage in this pandemic? When restaurants are closed, but where you buy a takeaway, they are closed. They had no choice than to sit home. And that's why when they could not cook proper food, domestic violence was on increase. Because now you need to know how to make chapati by force. And this is now the time that they are learning how to knead the flour. That is the time they are doing ABCD. So there are some of us that love to cook. There are some of us that can help other people, and they pay you little, and you teach them to acquire skill. What is in your hand is very important. The rod in your hand, whatever it is that is in your hand, use it, and God will multiply it. That was what Elisha told the widow in 2 Kings chapter 4. Those of you in debt, we have been hearing, oh, mommy, pray for me, daddy, pray for me, I'm in debt. The man of God have prayed and prayed. You know, in that 2 Kings chapter 4, God, I cancel the debt. God, do a miracle. He didn't pray one prayer. As far as debt issue was concerned, he didn't pray. He only asked the woman, what do you have? And he gave the woman the word of wisdom, the word of knowledge to know what to do with what she had. So all this, pray for me, pray for me, pray for me, pray for me. We are not prayer contractors and we are not magicians, though. We are not magicians and sorcerers. You saw that in church. We don't do a barakata. There must be something in your hand that we will now tell you what to do with it, and it will multiply. Before we get to the man that says, what do we tell born again? There's another question. Isabel is asking, and she says, Sister Irene, thanks for sharing. My question is, I heard you say that you trained as an accountant because that's what you had a passion for. At what point in life did you discover that you also had a passion for business? You went to be, you trained in Strathmore as an accountant. At what point did you discover that you also had passion for business?
I discovered that I had a passion for dressing kids, but though in the beginning I didn't know I could do it as a business, but I discovered I had a passion for dressing kids after I had my baby. Because whenever I could dress her, people would compliment on how I dress her. Whenever I could put on anything on her, people would compliment on her. In fact, that's how one of my friends, the one I mentioned, noticed and told me, you can use this as a business opportunity. And I took it seriously, and I took it as a business. And as for accounting, in my business, it's still part of me. So I haven't lost it in any way. For any business, you have to do the books. So I still do it in my business, yes.
I pray that God will help us to finish with the questions we have because we are running out of time. From Romy. Romy is saying, how are you managing success and ensuring you are consistent to continue making it big? And that is very important, consistency. You have been in this business for 4 years.
4 years in June, marking 4 years in next June, month. Yes.
And have you been seeing consistent growth? And can you say that from the time you started with 2,000 shillings, of course, the business that would have made your father to quit his own job to join must be getting bigger and bigger. So what do you have to say? What keeps a business going when others are closing?
Number one, what I've said, that's what you've mentioned, consistency. As long as you're in business, be in it full time. Not that today you bring stock, next week you don't bring stock. That way, even clients will notice that maybe you are not serious in business. So consistency things, consistency, persistence, and prayer. There are days that in any business, there are days that there's not enough cash, but there are days that it's so good that it covers for the bad days. So I've been persistent, no giving up, especially when I was starting out, because I didn't just get 3 employers all at once. When I was starting out, I used to do everything on my own. I used to do the deliveries. I used to get the new stock on my own, take pictures on my own, run the social media pages on my own. Yes. So it was the persistence and consistency that kept me. But if I were to give up and maybe see that this is too much work, I could have stopped it right at the start.
I agree with you that persistency, consistency, and sacrifice. Sacrifice is another word. There is a young man we have just helped to kick up a business. In fact, I'm sure if he's watching, he will be shocked that you started with 2,000. We gave him a lot of money, much more than that. And he has just started. And I remember when I asked him to send me a proposal, he sent a proposal and he was putting the salaries of people he will put there. I laughed. When I looked at it, I said, you are looking for money to begin business and you are putting for us rent, salary of this one. I say, you are joking. I said, when we started the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Kenya, Danny and I, we were everything. I told him I was an usher. I was a pastor. I will preach. I will first usher people in. I am the one at the door, ushering people, welcoming you. Then after I've welcomed you, if it is me to preach that day, I will climb up. And after preaching, I was the one doing follow-up with a group of people. We will go to people's houses to do follow-up. Don't forget that hours before service started, Daddy and I would have cleaned. We were the cleaners. We could not afford to employ any cleaner. So we would have cleaned, and where we were worshiping, sometimes we be like drinking ground. Some of them, the zinc will be falling apart, and Daddy became a plumber, a builder, a constructor. He will be on the roof constructing. Then I will put buckets where water was dripping, rain will be dripping. And Daddy was the choir master, the drummer, and he will do the bulletin over the weekend. And our house was the office of the church. The house was in the church. All the counseling was done in our church, in our house. Prayer meeting was in our house. And I started children club in our house. There was nothing like hiring any staff. There was nothing like paying anybody. We did everything ourselves. And there was not even salary for ourselves. We had no salaries. But we did all those things. And today, they normally say the rest is history. So if you're starting, you must reduce your overhead costs.
And sacrifice.
You must reduce your overhead costs seriously to the barest minimum so that you can build your profit. There are questions here. Somebody is saying, have you been able to fall in love again? If yes, what has happened? What has helped you to trust another man again? Have you fallen in love in the last, that thing happened in 2014. This is now about 6 years. Have you fallen in love? And if yes, what made you to trust the fellow? If no, then we pass that question.
No, I have not given it a chance again.
Am I hearing you very well, my child? Are you saying no man has passed by, or that you have closed the door? Which one is that?
No, the door is open, but I haven't found someone yet.
Correct. That statement is better now. You can't tell me I have not given it a chance. Giving it a chance is a different statement. Giving it a chance, I don't want to see anybody now. But saying that nobody has come means you are still expectant. Isn't it? What do you think will make you to trust the next man that is coming to you? What will make you trust that man? We have 2 minutes to 9 o'clock. Quickly, what will make you trust another man?
Well, number one, if he's God-fearing, that's the first thing that will make you God-fearing. Yes, that's the first thing.
So number one, you must be ready to now go for a born-again Christian.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe there are some people watching us now that may be interested in you. Let them pray. And you never know, God can direct them to you. And when we are done now, you can give the people your phone number. And you never know how God works. Another question, how do you balance being a mom and the demands of your businesses? And how do you handle questions from your daughter about her father? Very important. How do you handle when the girl asks you, where is my dad? What do you normally say?
She just started asking when she joined school. Actually, that's when it hit her. I think from the setup at school, that's when it hit her that in a family there's a mother, father, and the baby. So when she joined school, that's when she started asking about the dad. But what I did, because I can't separate her from her blood, I just introduced her to the dad. So she knows the dad. She has ever met the dad. Yes. But
so
I haven't gone into
that man is still coming around you?
No.
So how do you relate with him?
We are not close at all. At all. We don't even communicate. But the daughter knows that he has a dad somewhere. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And all right, Irene, because of time, we'll be wrapping up so that we keep within. I know you're about to say something. I'll give you 1 minute to give your parting shot. But there is something somebody here said. Jumoke Saiwe says, when God created us, he created us with different gifts. We need to pray as well that God should reveal that gift that he has deposited in us that will always help us. Excellent. You need to go to the Lord and ask God, what is that thing that you have put inside of me that can be used to make my life profitable. Very, very important. So it all boils down to fulfilling purpose in life.
Yes.
However, as we are fulfilling that purpose, I want you to know that God has given us a huge platform today in the world, and that is going online, digital. You see what we are doing tonight? I don't know where you live, Irene. I live somewhere else. But we are streaming on Zoom, streaming on YouTube, streaming on Facebook, and we are not paying any media house for this. We are just using our internet and our Wi-Fi. It tells you the level where we are going after pandemic. So my prayer is that most of you will begin to call on God to open your eyes and to see the direction God wants you to go. And more importantly, that God will help you and give you destiny helpers that will help you to package all these things and brand them together and use your skills appropriately. I'll be speaking more about the new season and what God wants to do this Saturday, 3 p.m. on Queen Esther's Generation YouTube and Facebook. Make sure you join us. As we close, that man that is asking, what do we tell born-again men that are cheating women? Let me answer because I am a mother and a pastor. Then Irene, you give me your parting shot. The men that are born again and they are cheating women, number one, they have a question mark on their salvation. That is where I begin. Because the scripture is very clear. When a man is in Christ, he's a new creature. The heart of deception is regenerated. The heart of corruption and craftiness is replaced by honesty and sincerity. So you can't be a child of God and you are cheating and you say you are born again. You are not born again. Something is missing. Born again is not just to raise up your hand in the church or walk out when they make an appeal. Born again is to have a conviction. There must be a deep conviction within you that you are a sinner. You must first accept that you are a sinner that needs repentance and forgiveness by the blood of the Lamb. And after you're born again, you begin to go for discipleship. God begins to work on your character. It's a journey, it's a process. And now you begin to build a godly character. And through your godly character, you become a proper citizen of the kingdom. So if you are a cheat and you're born again, you need to go back to Calvary to get a proper salvation. Number two, if you say you're born again and you're cheating people, I want you to know that whatever a man sows, he shall reap. Life is about sowing and reaping. And always the harvest will always be greater than the seed. So if you have cheated somebody and you think you're very smart, it can actually be also a woman cheating a man, or a man cheating a woman. You think you are very smart and clever. You wait. If you don't repent and restitute, the tendency is that along the way, cheating will not depart from you. We have the story of Jacob as a classical example. He had to cry to God in a night vigil for God to change his name from cheat to a blessing. So if you don't change that pattern, I can guarantee you without blinking an eye, that is a matter of time, you will begin to reap more than you have sown. Another danger is that it goes generationally. You will see that the cheating you did for people today, your children will suffer from it. And that's why it is so dangerous to be a corrupt individual. Corruption is deadly. Do you know that when you are corrupt in life, even your children will suffer for it? So it is important that you understand that the journey we have embarked on is not just a journey of 100 meters where you cheat one lady and disappear. You cheat somebody, you wait for it. It will meet you somewhere. So ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you for watching us tonight. As Irene gives us her parting shot, I would like you to know that next week, Sunday, 8 p.m., keep it again with me, keep it real. And if you have your own stories you want us to share that are real and will encourage somebody, you can send us the message on our Facebook and we will get in touch with you. Over to you, Irene. What is your parting shot?
My parting shot is this. Whenever you get an opportunity to do something, be it something big or something small, or even at your workplace, give it your all. Timeless Kidswear has grown because I have given it my all. Up to date, I've sacrificed a lot. I've dedicated my time. I have gone to extra miles to learn more about kids fashion just to ensure that my customers are satisfied. So give it your all, and definitely, as long as you give it your all, it will fully pay off. And for anyone in business, honesty is key. Timeless Kidswear has grown and has customers outside because of the honesty. For someone to trust you with their cash, I've not even seen 90% of my clients. But for them to trust me with their cash, it's because of my honesty. And for someone who maybe could be feeling discouraged or feeling a little bit down, my encouragement to you tonight is that God comes big. God comes late when he wants to come big. For me, I wanted God to show up so badly before I reached 30, but he showed up at the 11th hour at 29, and he showed big and gave me the vision that is timeless, that I still run with it till now. So don't lose hope. Pray for God to show you your purpose in life. That's very important. That's when you'll know what you can do to sustain yourself and what you can do to be helpful to the society also. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Those of you that we could not answer your questions, I believe that Irene will find one way or the other on the Facebook to answer. Like somebody who is asking, how do we establish our online businesses online? Which documents are required? What is the legal procedure? That answer has been given by Irene. Maybe you came in late. Please go back and rewind and listen to what she has to say. And if she needs to add, she will add it online. I want to say thank you to you, Irene, and thanks to all our viewers and all our online, maybe on YouTube, on Facebook, in whichever way. Thank you so much for being part of this show, which is the very first that we have done in keeping it real. By this time next Sunday, we shall be keeping it real again with another powerful guest. God bless you. Have a wonderful night. Have a refreshing night. Irene is raising up her hand, but Irene, can you in 1 second? Okay.
Yes, in 1 second. I sell online, and I just forgot to mention again, on Facebook, it's Timeless Kidswear, and on Instagram, it's at Timeless Kidswear. So we can keep in touch there, and I'll make an effort to answer all your questions right on under the comment section.
Excellent. So go to her Facebook, and she will answer all your questions. And Irene, when you were talking, you said that God came late at 29, and because he came late, he came big. May I now, as your mother, say that God never comes late? As your mother, I want the world to know God never came late. God will always be on time, and God will always be in time. In his time, he makes all things beautiful. For you, he came late at age 29. For him, that is the right time he was to visit you. So to someone there, he will never be late. He is always in time. He's always on time. Good night, and God bless you. Amen.